My name is Vladimir. I'm a journalist from Ukraine.
I'm Abdul Malik.
How?
Abdul Malik. Fedya. Fakhredit. Fakhredit.
Fakhredit? And you introduce yourself. What is your name? Where you are from? What publication are you from?
So, my name is Shahida Yakub. I used to work for the BBC and then for Radio Zolkin. I'm from Tashkent, native, but I live and work in London. I'm a journalist.
Nice to meet you.
You are from Uzbekistan, right?
I'm from Uzbekistan, Tashkent.
Tashkent speaks Uzbek? Speaks Uzbek?
Surxondaryo.
Surxondaryo. Oh my.
So, let me explain further what we do and why. Look, first of all, we record such videos with prisoners of war. Yes, it's already been the 4th year since I've been recording these videos. So, I invited you because you are from Uzbekistan, specifically that you could talk to a journalist from Uzbekistan. First of all, the question, do you voluntarily consent to the recording and publication of your conversation?
Yes, we talk. We agree.
Do you mind talking?
No.
That is, you understand, you realize that this, our conversation, will be published. Are you ready to honestly tell your story, what happened and
Yes.
how? So?
Yes. He only knows a little Russian.
So, do you know Russian too?
I know Russian.
Do you know Russian well?
Yes.
Badly. Badly. Okay.
Vladimir. Volodya, I can ask questions in Uzbek if he doesn't understand and I can translate.
Okay, if we can't handle it, then please. Anyway, okay, let's start with the standard. Are you mobilized or you're a contract soldier?
Contractors.
Contract soldier?
He is also a contract
Also a contract soldier. When did you sign the contract?
I'm in August, and he's bigger when asking Uzbek when he signed the contract. In December. In December. In December he signed.
In December.
Yes.
Did you sign the contract from Russia?
Yes.
Both from Moscow?
Yes, from Moscow.
Why, how did it happen that you signed the contract? Who suggested you do this?
I have been living in Moscow for 3 years. I've been
So?
living in Moscow for 3 years. I have money, everything was fine. I have a car, but I don't have a passport. I get the documents done here and pay for all the documents. We worked for one person, 10 people.
10 Uzbeks?
10 Uzbeks, yes. We worked for almost a month. Before that, we worked for someone else, his friend. And then he went somewhere and he owned us 700,000.
The guy you worked for owed you
Yeah,
700,000.
they gave us $1 million. We completed this project. They gave us $1 million, but he still owed us 700,000. He said that in another 10 days he would give us the money. I was the only one there as the eldest. I went there alone and 3 people started beating me and didn't give me the 700,000.
Why did they start beating?
So that he doesn't ask for money. Because they didn't have money. They
You
said,
came
"Want
to ask
money?
for
Do you
money
need?"
and they told you what money. And what did these people who were beating you look like? Are they some kind of bandits? Who are this?
Well, they are workers there. They are senior there. They are not Russians. Not Russians.
Not Russians.
No.
What nationality?
This is our nationality.
Uzbek?
Not Uzbeks. Well, you could say that they are Uzbeks.
No.
Muslims.
You shouldn't talk like that. You should
They
say
are
it as it
Muslims.
is. Are they Muslims?
Muslims, yes.
They...
They live in a different area in a different city. I live in Buka, I live in the Tashkent, they live in another. They live in Autonomous Republic.
Well, I get it.
And then after some time I had already forgotten everything. They never gave me the money and I still have my passports. I didn't find this apartment later. I approached my friends, they don't live there. And then I found him myself and in short, I threw him out of the 5th floor. He hit and threw from the 5th floor.
The one who beat you, you later found him and beat him yourself,
Yes.
right?
Beat him and throw him from the 5th floor.
Threw it from the 5th floor?
Yes, he did not die. And then he sued me.
Listen to this story, please. This is... So you killed a man by throwing him from the
He
fifth
did not
floor?
die.
And he didn't die?
No, he just broke a leg.
Did he fall from the fifth floor and only break one leg?
Well, lucky.
Well, he's quite lucky, huh? Well.
And he filed a lawsuit and they gave me 2 years. They gave me 3 years and deportation for 5 years, and then they put me in jail for
So?
2 years. The court said 2
Were
years.
you in prison while the trial was going on?
No, I didn't go to prison. I didn't have time.
Were you on bail?
2 military men came to the pretrial detention center to cancel these 2 years and sent me to fight.
How can you undo 2 years? It is impossible to cancel 2 years. They can only convince you to sign the contract.
Yes.
And they promise you that if you serve and win your contract, your criminal record will be written off.
Yes.
Did they
Yes.
see that?
Yes, they wrote it off. We went
Ah.
to court together and they
Even
canceled
so,
it.
yeah, this even happened in court?
That's right,
Even
yes.
before you went to war, you were already canceled.
Yes.
And what is the court's decision?
The 5-year deportation was also canceled.
Deportation for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, everything is clear. How did you end up here then?
Well, I'm in captivity here.
I realized that you were in captivity. Why did you go to war?
And I canceled this for 2 years. They said, we can cancel it. We canceled it.
They canceled the 2 years but left the deportation in place?
No, the deportation was also canceled. That's all.
What was the court's decision? Innocent?
Innocent.
Are you surprised by the work?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. This is the first story I've heard of where it was cancelled before the person could leave. And who were these people who came to you?
Military personnel from, where? Apple, in Moscow.
What is this?
Military registration office.
Military office.
So that's how it is. He's innocent, but he has to go and fight. There is simply a certain collision here. On the one hand, the court will find you not guilty. But on the other hand, you must... when did you sign the contract? Before the court decision or after?
After the court decision.
Then it's even more unclear. You were found not guilty, so you can go.
They helped me.
Huh?
They helped me.
No, I get it. They helped you, but you were found not guilty.
Yes.
That's it. You can go. You're free. Or did you simply give them your word of honor? You promised them and that's why?
They promised that this thing would be cancelled, and then I would go to war, and then I signed the contract.
In short, you agreed on your word of honor and you signed the contract, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, basically, I understand your story of how you ended up in the war. Do you have any questions? Well, specifically about this episode.
Why didn't you sit out the whole thing and just go nowhere?
I was afraid. I was afraid to sit for 2 years. They said you'll go there now, you'll sit there, and from there they'll take you to war anyway. That's what they told me.
And they say that even if you serve your time, you still end up going to war.
Yes.
No, they told him that if you go to jail, you will still be taken from prison to the war.
Okay, I get
That's
it.
what they told him. Well, and this, in principle, this is normal practice for them. Well, in their prisons, camps, and colonies, which are designed for 2,000-3,000 people, there are currently 200-300 people sitting there.
Everyone fights, yes.
Am I telling the truth? How do you know that if you weren't there? You never made it
There
there.
are prisoners here. We also had prisoners who fought.
You already talked among yourselves, I understand. Okay, let's put it this way. You don't speak very well, do you? Do you know his story? Can you quickly retell it?
He
How did
has
he get
no
there?
one in Uzbekistan.
So?
His brother was here. He also doesn't know where he is, and his brother doesn't know where he is.
Where is here? Were the brothers
Yes, in Russia.
This is not Russia, this is Ukraine.
In Russia, he was. In Moscow, he was. He searched and did not find his brother, but he remained there and then lost his documents.
Well, anyway, you didn't find your brother.
No.
Didn't find it. What did you do next?
He lost his passport.
So?
Then he was deported.
Did he lose his Uzbek passport?
Yes.
The police caught him, right?
The police caught him and
How did
deported.
this process proceed further? The police caught him, but what happens next? Do they lock him up somewhere
They send
or
you
what?
to a pretrial detention center. There is an Uzbek pretrial detention center in
Uzbek?
Sakharova.
Uzbek pretrial
No,
detention
this
center?
is not an Uzbek pretrial detention center. No, it's a deportation center, officially called a deportation center.
In
Where
Sakharova.
most people sit.
In
In
Sakharova.
Sakharova, yes, it is Moscow.
Moscow.
No, that's what they call an Uzbek pretrial detention center, as if there were a Tajik pretrial
No, they're
detention
all
center
sitting
there,
there
you know.
in the same place. Tajiks and all.
Everyone who is going to be deported,
yes,
right?
yes.
I get it. So, they wanted to deport you, right?
Yeah.
Were you ever offered to go to war?
Yes, they said so at the pretrial detention center.
Huh?
They said so at the pretrial detention center.
In a pre-trial detention center, they said. Who said it to you?
The military came there too.
Also military.
Yes, 15 people were taken.
Ah, so they took you together.
No, we weren't taken together. I was drafted later.
Were 15 of them.
Yes, 15 of them were taken then. Speaks Uzbek. Yes, the military took 15 people. They agreed not to be deported.
Did you understand where you were going?
And what?
At first they didn't know either.
Well, yes, but talk.
They took 15 of them. Was it some kind of raid or how did it happen?
No, they took 15 people from the pre-trial detention center.
Voluntarily.
Huh. I get it. That's it.
Voluntarily, yes. You, did you understand where you were going? What would happen in general? What awaited you at least approximately? What did you think? Well, a person thinks about something. Well, he thinks about where he is being sent.
At the training ground, we found out where we were going.
Well, look, you're not a stupid person. You managed to earn enough for an apartment and a car. Where in St. Petersburg?
I was
Yes,
told
you worked and all that. Well, you're going to war. You should think about where you're going.
we were told to go to war. We were told
So?
to fight. They told that help was needed there. A driver was needed. A cook was needed. I have documents. I have a license. I have documents. They say that they really needed cooks and drivers.
Nobody believes this, and no one will ever believe it, but this is the version.
Yes, they said so, but you don't believe it now.
Of course I don't believe it. Of course I don't believe it. Because I've been observing cooks and drivers like you for 4 years now.
Everything is so.
All that was needed was to simply ask. Well, tell me honestly, were you interested?
Then I became interested.
No, not after, but
No.
before. Here you go.
We were sitting in a pretrial detention center, so we did the paperwork in the pretrial detention center and weren't going anywhere. Then they prepared the documents, signed them, and then went straight to war.
What unit did you end up in?
503.
What is this unit?
South.
503. South, yeah. And what direction?
Zaporizhia.
Zaporizhia. And when did the fight begin? How much did you spend in combat? How many assaults have you seen and taken part in?
I didn't see much. I was a cook. I stayed at the training ground in Kremenaya.
You were even really a cook for real?
Yes, I worked and they gave me 80,000 and prepared the documents. And so 4 people, Uzbeks, remained. There were also Kyrgyz, 2 Kyrgyz and 2 Uzbeks. We agreed to stay
So?
there, and so we stayed. And for a month and a half, almost 2 months, we worked there in Kremenaya at the training ground.
Kremenaya.
They worked as cooks. Cooks were really needed there, and that's why they hired 4 people right away. We went there and spent 4 days at the training ground.
So,
Then they hired us, 4 of us, as cooks right away. And then 2 people came and took us to 503.
a cook again.
No, to fight.
Stormtroopers.
Fight.
So,
We are listed in 503.
understood. And how long did you fight?
Started in October.
In October?
I came on October 26. And in December we started.
Can you tell us about the assaults you took part in?
There were 5 of us. I was the last one left. 4 people died. I was the only one left.
How did this happen?
The first one died in the forest belt. The second and third ones were supposed to remain in this forest belt. They said that there were people waiting there,
Yes,
3 people.
Yes.
And there, when I arrived, I was alone, and the rest had all died. I drove up. There was nothing there, only corpses. Everyone
So?
was dead. I didn't know where to go and stayed there in the trench. I was there for 2 days. I lay there in the trench for 2 days. I had a head wound and shrapnel in my leg.
Why didn't you go to your people?
I didn't go to my people because 4 people had already
Well,
died.
somewhere in the back, surely it was possible to go somewhere.
There is no left. Everyone has already died. All the dead are lying there, ours.
Well, you had a headquarters somewhere.
The headquarters is already far away, left behind.
And you just lay in the landing doing nothing.
No, nothing worked. No phone, nothing.
What did you eat?
And then I walked 250 meters forward. There were 2 people shooting. I heard it by the sound. I saw these were ours. I went there and they weren't ours. They were Ukrainians and they caught me in December.
Did you shoot back?
No. I had nothing. I didn't even have a rifle.
Is this the first and last assault you took part in?
Yes.
That's it? There were no others?
No.
How did you, a foreign citizen, get sent to war? I don't understand that. So it turns out that you're mercenaries.
Hired, yes. Money, everyone is promised money.
What do you think your chances are?
They promise.
What do they promise will happen to you? What do you think your chances are?
They promise money to everyone, a passport, they promise money, I don't know. I met 2 people back then, here at the war in Ukraine. I met 2 people from Russia here on Ukrainian territory. I met 2 Uzbeks, they were here too and have already died. They had already been fighting here for 3 years. They were given a passport, money, and everything was paid.
So they went to kill Ukrainians for money and a passport.
Yes.
Are there many who wants this?
There were few Uzbeks. There were 5 Uzbeks there. They all died. I was the only one left alive.
Well, Abdulmalik, look, you're a very smart person, experienced. The war has been going on since 2022. You went to the front, so to speak, in 2024, as far as I understand. Haven't you seen on the news on some Telegram channels what's happening in Ukraine? Is this your war? What are Uzbeks supposed to do in Ukraine?
I generally worked in Moscow. Came home and went to bed. I didn't see any information at all. No information at all. I didn't see any information about politics at all. In short, we didn't have a TV, we saw it on our phones, in short. Well, in short, I didn't know what kind of war was going on now. There I saw it with my own eyes. I didn't need this war, this money, this passport either at all. I simply cancelled this term of myself. That's what I did wrong. Would have been better if I had sat there for 2 years, I know that. I regret it later. I already wrote it down.
No.
Everyone come out.
Speaks Uzbek.
Thank you very much.
Everyone come out. Well, that's actually the situation. That is, many people often ask me, why do they talk? Why are they giving you interviews? Why is this happening? And my question is, why shouldn't they? Well, they came in, they asked, and here they are talking.
Well, I'm a little upset.
Many people don't think about it.
Because they say that in principle...
5 minutes.
Here what Abdulmalik said is the older one. I ask, well, are there many people who want to go, well, from among the migrants? He says, yes, now they promised they will have a Russian
Yes.
passport and money.
Yes, of course. It's all quite banal. Many journalists who are not involved in this somehow romanticize this whole story. They think there's something else, that there's something else behind it. And it costs nothing except money and some social benefits that they are promised. Everything is quite simple. Then they come, think about it, see, understand it, it gets through to them. But the funny thing is that it gets to this are two, right? This is 1%. 1% of those who went. Because 1% or maybe less are those who were captured. Because there are 200 more just like them, and they are no one and will never have anything to do with it. They have already become fertilizer. That's the point. So, of course, this is very important. Thank you for responding to my proposal. I once again invite all journalists, representatives of small or indigenous peoples of Russia, to representatives of other peoples, other countries who are going to fight for Russia. That is the same way we talked with Kazakhs, now we talked with the Uzbeks. There are many other representatives of other nations and journalists who understand that this is not necessary. Please, I will include here according to the same principle. You can talk via video link and somehow convey the situation to your fellow citizens. Because yes, you can kind of not believe me. This is understandable. I'm a journalist from Ukraine. I'm an interested part. Maybe you will at least believe your own.
Well, look, Vladimir, I watched all your interviews along with Karpenko, and by the way, I watched the Kazakh segment, and here is this video in which the guy was very young, the one they wanted to take back. Yes, when I asked them just now, these guys, what needs to be done to prevent these migrants from coming for money? Well, they say, for money. Well, I think that in principle, now in the migrant segment that is in the Russian Federation from Uzbekistan, these are the majority of provinces, the south of Uzbekistan, Samarkand, Bucharest. These are very poor areas. Basically, they go there to construction site and they don't understand anything at all. I say we need to conduct propaganda work among them. Well, at least give them a phone number so they can watch
Yes.
project I want to leave. These are simply completely ignorant people, and now when they told me an important point about the Uzbek embassy in Moscow, where they are located, this is Sakharova. It's a terrible migration center where a lot of people are sitting. And if the Uzbek embassy had picked them up in time for deportation to Uzbekistan, they would not have gone to this war. That is, they just sit there for years. What is the principle of my film about this human rights activist? Because he somehow got them out of there. And now there is simply no one to take care of them. But this question killed me. If tomorrow Russia attacks Uzbekistan and they sit and think,
Yes.
well, what is there to
Yes,
think about?
they still think, yes, everything is correct. This is the Kazakh who is sent to be slaughtered again. I'll call a spade a spade. When a Kazakh journalist says to him, why don't you just desert? He says, no, I can't desert. I fought with these people shoulder to shoulder. I saw how they were killed and all that. That is, he had already been in captivity. He had already talked to me. He had already seen everything with his own eyes. He saw the attitude from our side that there are no Nazis here, but that there are real people here, who treats them normally in a human way. He went to the other side, and that side just throws him away again for disposal. But he still talks about how we need to be with our boys together in the same row, in the same formation. Well, it's very difficult for me to add anything here, especially in centered
No, well,
language.
what else can I say? It's like go die and that's it, goodbye. That is, of course, I'm a merciful person, but also a tough one. I have no regrets about Bio Waste. That's it. Go to die and goodbye.
Bio Waste managed to kill our people before it dies. Do you understand?
I understand.
That's the problem, that's the trouble. Bio Waste is bio waste, of course, it's just disposal material. It is unknown why he was born, it is unknown why he lived, and he will die in the same way. But it is used to kill us. That's the trouble with all of this? Well, in general, those people who ask themselves the question how to convince someone, I have a counter question for them. What have you done to convince anyone? But if I suggest today, come on, Buryat journalists, Tuvian journalists, well, even those who don't live there who left, have even tried to reach out to your audience, at least explain it to them, give them a similar example. No, you hadn't. Well, here you go, I'm giving you a real opportunity to try. At least this way, well, water wears away stone. Thank you again for...
Well, let's do it now. That's when you will upload this video on your YouTube channel. I'll re-upload it in mine. You will send it to me, okay?
Of course I'll send it, of course.
I'll make a montage. We'll do it again on I'll tell you that freedom of speech is very difficult in Uzbekistan. That's why I haven't been allowed to enter there for many years, but that doesn't stop us from working. So we will send this to Radio Liberty, the Uzbek additional office. It is the largest resource. Here I will put this out on my network, and I guess I'll still have to somehow contact the Uzbek embassy so that they start doing something. They are concerned about all this number of Uzbek citizens on the territory of Ukraine. And of course they don't need this, now they might start doing something. They even asked what should we do with them. I told them, as you say, that Ukraine needs to exchange them for Ukrainian soldiers. That is, they have to benefit whatsoever from giving you these Uzbeks. Come up with some kind of plan, negotiate with the Russians, and do something like this through your channels, guys. This is how I do my educational work.
Well, that's great, that's right. Everyone does what they can do. Thank you again. And regarding freedom of speech, you were very right. It just seems to me that there is some connection here between the lack of freedom of speech or problems with freedom of speech and the fact that these people are representatives of those countries that have problems with freedom of speech. They are becoming waste material for Putin. There are problems with freedom of speech in Belarus, and there are Belarusians held captive here. The Kazakhs have this problem, and there are captured Kazakhs here. The Tajiks have the same with Uzbeks. Yes? Direct connection. Problems with freedom of speech, and people who don't get this information, they end up here. Nothing surprising. The more pro-Russian information space influences representatives of a particular country, the more representatives of a certain country end up in Ukraine fighting against Ukrainians, and at the same time becoming fertilizer. That's how it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And in Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Tajikistan, there is a dominance of this Russian box. And people just keep watching this unfortunate VGTRK. They watch YouTube channels of all sorts of the spools, excuse the expression. And that's it. The brains are simply completely seeded because the government has been in power for many years, both in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Repressed us all the time, rotted and draw out and in very possible way. Well, here we go, everything that's what we have. When I tell him it's been 4 years already, the war has been going on for 4 years, hello?
Yes, can you imagine?
And he replies, I went to work, then I ate, slept, and went back to work.
Well, in general and on the whole, that's how it is. Well, who wants to become fertilizer, food for worms, or simply die for Putin's crazy ideas? Then watch VGTRK, or as you said, watch Russian resources. Well, then you will go and die. And that's it, your life will end meaninglessly as it was. You don't want to die, you want to live, you want to be a normal person, well then just take an interest in what's actually going on. Indeed, it's the 4th year of the war, it's time to start taking an interest. Thank you, we'll continue working then. I think I'll record 2 more interviews today since I came here.
Yes, thank you, bye.
Goodbye.
Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes.
Bye.
Good
Hello.
afternoon. Come in.
Hello, me.
Yes, please. Please, sit down here. on these two chairs.
Oh, there's
Both.
another one.
Both.
Anton, come in.
Here, here.
Fine.
So. Well, this is Maria. Maria, she's a Buryat journalist. Am I right?
Well, I'm actually a Buryat scientist, just in case.
Oh, yes. Well, that's what I was told, which means I was misinformed, and it's not my
Can
fault.
I move over?
More closely, just sit down. Oh.
So?
So, well, you won't see me, but you will hear me, and I'll ask you to speak loudly and clearly because, well, something like that. My name is Vladimir, I'm a journalist. We usually have these conversations with prisoners of war, why they came, what they saw, what they didn't see. In this case, I would like you to talk to Maria, if you don't mind, of course. But first of all, I want to say that all of this will be recorded and published. Do you mind?
Yes, I wouldn't like to.
Wouldn't you like to? Maria, well, they are against publication, as it turns out. I don't regulate such things, it's up to them. Well, it's up to them.
I understand. Yes.
Well, you can still quickly ask your questions and chat if you're interested, of course.
Yes, of course, of course. So, my name is Maria Vyushkova. I'm from Buryatia. I'm a scientist. I do science. Now I live in the US and I'm studying why people in Russia go to this war, what motivates them. I would like to ask you how you ended up in this war and what was the deciding factor for you to go.
Let's begin. It's okay to talk, right? There was mobilization in 2022, called upon mobilization. The recruitment took place since they found out that I would be mobilized until the end of the war, and I signed a contract in November 2023. And he signed it for a short period of time. I signed for 6 months, and I think it will pass faster, and I will leave sooner because I have 3 children. Well, it seems like for some reason everyone was taken, and I tried to leave in every possible way, but it didn't work out. But 6 months passed, and I left as if injured. I stayed there for 9 months, but they extended my sentence, started extending it, and I was captured.
What area are you from?
Originally from Bolontovsky district,
Where did you get it from?
Baburina.
And tell me, how did you manage to last so long?
I didn't understand, please repeat.
How did you manage to last so long? Fight through what
Yeah.
if you are mobilized?
That's interesting, sort of. I was wounded in February 2023 and spent about 8-9 months in the hospital and at home. All sorts of different things about rehabilitation, postpone my term. Well, I have documents, there are papers, basically, I have everything. And when I came back, they still forcibly returned me, they didn't sort it out
Well,
anymore.
yes, I understand.
And so with the subsequent combat mission, I was captured just like that.
Understood. So when you were returned to the front lines, you were captured very quickly, right?
Well, of course, without looking into it, they sent me on a mission and I was captured, yes.
Do you have any injuries?
Yes, I definitely have it there. I have all the dates written down there. Well, how long did I go through rehabilitation?
No, when you were captured. No, when you were captured, you were wounded and captured.
Yes, I was wounded.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because,
They just didn't document it. I supposedly had a head injury, but no paperwork was done.
That's bad, because now you know you can leave the army even if you were captured. You can be sent back again. Now there was Kazakh Sherkhana Gemberdiev who was sitting right in your place a month ago. So now, despite the fact that he is a citizen of Kazakhstan, he is being sent on a combat mission again. They exchanged it literally right now and are already setting it. Now, unfortunately, there are only three options: old age, serious injury, and prison. You see, there are only three options now. This is the situation. Well, you know, if anything, if you have access to phone, so to the internet, you can read about this Sherkhan, the Iran channel. Iran channel.
No, they don't have access to this. Where do you think they are? They are in prisoner of war camp. What's access
We
is
have
there
no
to?
connection, yes.
Yes, well, they said right there that in fact this is Kazakh lawyer simply told him that the only way was to try to defect and get to Kazakhstan.
So this Sherhan at least managed to record a video that he was being sent away. And the second one, Small Toothless, didn't have time to write anything down at all. They just sent him away. And most likely he's no longer even alive.
So that you understand this whole situation, it is very bad, but just like that, it is a fact, yes? I'm sorry to bring you such bad news, but unfortunately, this is the
Well, yes,
practice
that's
now.
true. Well, with each stage, new people come, and we are kind of interested in what is going on there, how things are in general. Well, at the moment, what can I say is that I have no desire to continue all this any further. I have grown-up children. Well, how do I need to raise them?
How old are you?
40.
40, yes?
Yes.
Well, yes, one can imagine. Well, that's how it is. Yes, the Iran channel Kazakh lawyers said contact the organization and go through the forest, try to desert and run away somewhere, because there are no other options. I'm just telling you this information, you understand, right? This is the situation, well, in general, this is how the situation is. Unfortunately, I see that you did not come for your own free will and do not want to fight. No, the situation now is such that cannon fodder is really needed. There was a case in Tula and the same thing happened in Yakutia. There were wounded who refused to go, but they were simply beaten and sent away anyway. Well, so you understand, here's the story. Let me talk to your colleague again.
Well, I signed a contract in 2023 for 6 months due to family circumstances. After 6 months, I was not sent home, and I continued to serve in the same way. I didn't have any vacation or anything like that. Served for almost 10 months. I was on the front lines as a driver mechanic. I also don't know how God saved me from this, that they didn't kill me. Well, something like that.
And when were you captured?
I was captured on November 11th, 2023.
And in 2023, that is, you have been in
Yes,
captivity
more
for a long
than a
time.
year already. Yes, 18 months already.
Well, I just asked them to bring those from Buryatia, and so they brought them. I'm telling you, I'm seeing them from the first time, just like you.
So did you have some kind of ideological motive, Kazakh fodder, perhaps?
Nothing happened, I just came spontaneously, signed the contract, and that's it.
Were you drunk or something?
Have you ever thought that?
Well, he was drunk, he says.
Didn't think that?
I didn't think about
Well,
it at all, no.
What motivated you anyway? Does that make any sense? Does it make any sense?
Well, I didn't see any point at all. I just came in a state of alcoholic intoxication, and that's all.
Yeah, I see. So, you mean you didn't think about it
No.
at all?
Later, when we entered the combat zone, I began to realize where I had ended up.
Do you regret it?
Yes, I regret it.
Yeah, well, thank you for the conversation then.
So now you can go.